Hello, guys. It's time for everyone to see the emergency of the general meeting. It's time for everyone to see the emergency of the general meeting at the UN Division of the United Nations.
Let us all remember.
Listen very well, guys. Listen very well. And watch to the end, please.
In Gaza
Watch to the end.
under the bombs. Remember that you are speaking while families are being killed.
Watch to the end, guys. Watch to the end.
While neighborhoods are being destroyed.
That's the ambassador of
fleeing
Palestine at the United Nations. He speaks and tears flows in his eyes.
Safe to go. I urge you to choose your words carefully and to act accordingly. For all those mobilized against an even greater man-made humanitarian catastrophe or of a regional spillover. And these are worthy goals, we say. Stop the bombs, or both will happen. Stop the bombs and save lives, as the President of the General Assembly has indicated. All lives, lives of children, of civilians, of 2.3 million civilians in the Gaza Strip. Mr. President, in
Please watch the video till the end.
a
Subscribe.
father tells his daughter
Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs
about
up.
the birthday he was planning for her and asks her not to miss it. The mother laments, "My children died before they had a chance to eat." The thoughts that cross the mind of a mother in the face of such grief. 3,000 children in Gaza were killed by Israel in the last almost 3 weeks. I repeat, 3,000 children, innocent children, angels, killed in Gaza during the last 3 weeks. A man embraces his mother and pleads like a child. Come back, I beg you. Come back, and I will take you wherever you want. He hugs her and can't let go. There is no time to mourn. More death is on the way. 1,700 women were killed by Israel in the last 2 weeks. A young man wrote, "We will not leave Gaza. We will only leave Gaza to join the heavens." A few days later, he did. 7,000 Palestinians have been killed by Israel in the last almost 3 weeks. 70% of all those killed are women and children. Almost all killed are civilians. Is this the war some of you are defending? Let me repeat, is this the war that some of you are defending? Can this war be defended? These are crimes. This is barbarism. If you do not stop it for all those who were killed, stop it for all those whose lives we can still save. Jinan, a little girl under the rubble, shouts at the people coming to rescue her. What took you so long? There are 900 Palestinian children under the rubble, alive or dead, wondering what is taking so long, wondering if any help is on the way. Anas, a little boy who is known as Anus, crawled from under the rubble, not to find light, but more darkness, devastations and death all around him. His ordeal has only started, not ended. 1,600 Palestinians are under the rubble, and no one can reach them to save them or bury them. A doctor speaks of a term coined during this war: wounded child with no surviving family. 80 Palestinian families have lost 10 or more of their members, sometimes up to 45 members of the same family were killed. 18,000 people are wounded, many treated in hospital hallways, if at all, with no anesthesia.
Oh, guys,
who have
as you can see, that's the ambassador of the Palestine at the United Nations. He speaks with tears in the eyes. What surprised me a lot is the US. That's supposed to be the guardians of the so-called world order. He instead decided to take a side with the Israelis to destroy Palestine in the name of Gaza. Meanwhile, they know that Gaza is just a group of terrorists which they could just circle it and destroy it once and for all, but they decided to strike everywhere in Palestine, killing innocent citizens, family, civilians. So sad. Look at him. He's reciting all that has been happening there. As you can see, the UN has divided. The UN is divided. You listen to him. You listen even to the ambassador of Israel at the same United Nations. You listen to the ambassador of Iran. It's as if they are declaring open to us that the third world war is there already, no matter what. We both know that Iran is the enemy of the US. They have severally attacked the US Marine Force there. They have attacked the US military base there in the Middle East, precisely Israel. They have attacked it countless times. Iran, that small country, is a very dangerous country, guys. You don't need to neglect that. So I would like you guys to really listen to this. Yeah, listen to this, guys.
Told you horrible it was to kill civilians. Just before justifying the killing of Palestinian civilians by the thousands, he spoke of the fear felt by people when rockets are launched. Israeli bombs have not spared a single square meter of Gaza. He believes the difference between civilization and barbarism is who is doing the killing or how they do it. He believes the laws of humanity and of our international law-based order apply to others, but not to Israel. That they protect Israeli lives and allow the killing of Palestinians and taking Palestinian lives. He believes Israel can pretend it is abiding by the very laws it is preaching live on your TV screens and before your eyes. That if you say Hamas enough times, the world will not be able to object to wiping off from the face of earth entire families, 4 generations at a time, or to a siege where you let in enough humanitarian
Watch to the end, guys. Watch to the end.
You have a sense of humanity. but nowhere enough to address the immense needs that are growing exponentially as you keep bombing a besieged territory. He says release the hostages and takes 2 million Palestinian hostages. Let me translate these numbers. Compared to the population of Gaza, this is the equivalent of 28,000 Israelis killed, including 12,000 children and 6,800 women, 72,000 wounded, 5.6 million displaced. Is it more shocking now? More unacceptable? More outrageous? Why some feel so much pain for Israelis and so little pain for us, the Palestinians? What is the problem? Do we have the wrong faith? The wrong skin color? The wrong nationality? The wrong origin? Let me address all those who have, in these past few days, explained why one should not call for a ceasefire. How can representatives of states explain how horrible it is that 1,000 Israelis were killed and not feel the same outrage when 1,000 Palestinians?
Guys, that's what it is all about. Yeah,
Are now.
that's what it is all about, guys. The worst is about to happen. Yeah. The worst is about to happen. And we need to be very careful. We need to be very careful, guys. Because many things will happen. Many things will happen, guys. We're listening to the General UN Assembly. For all that has happened there, guys, you understand that they haven't yet started even.
Dear colleague.
Yeah, because the emergency and the division of people at the UN, that's one thing we shouldn't be aware of it. I would like you all to listen to the speech of the ambassador of Iran at the United Nations. Yeah. Because if I'm to make people to listen to the one of Israel, it will just be like a clash. But I invite a third party for you to understand the stand. To listen to the stand. And let's divide. Yeah. Just listen to the ambassador of
Hussein Amir Abdullahian, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
So guys, listen to him.
In the name of God, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I thank Your Excellency for holding this meeting. The world knows that the Islamic Republic of Iran plays the most constructive role in helping peace and security, as well as fighting terrorism and ISIS. Mr. President, it has been 3 weeks that we have been witness to the war crimes and genocide of the occupying Israeli regime in Gaza and the West Bank of Palestine. The United States and several European countries have sided with the occupying regime of Israel without observing the UN Charter and international law. They call a Palestinian liberation movement a terrorist, which has the right to self-defense and self-determination. But they refer to the occupying and war criminal regime that is committing genocide in Gaza and having the right to self-defense. Unfortunately, this is the state of our world today. This is the situation of the Security Council, which was supposed to try to establish world peace and security. Today, United States and several European countries are watching and supporting the killing of about 7,000 civilians in less than 3 weeks by the Israeli regime in Gaza and West Bank of Palestine. And they help this regime military and financially. We recommend the United States to work for peace and security, not war against people, children, and women. Instead of sending rockets, tanks, and bombs to be used against Gaza, United States should stop supporting genocide in Gaza and Palestine. Mr. President, the history of Iranian civilization shows that we have always supported peace and security. But today in New York and the United Nations, I say frankly to the American statesmen who are now managing the genocide in Palestine that we do not welcome to expansion of the war in the region. But by war, if the genocide in Gaza continues, they will not be spared from this fire. It is our home, and West Asia is our region. We do not compromise with any party and any side, and we have no reservation when it comes to our home's security. The genocide in Gaza must stop immediately. The forced displacement of the people of Gaza must be stopped immediately. Today, Gaza is waiting for urgent and vital humanitarian aid. According to international law, the Palestinian Liberation Movement, Hamas, is fighting the occupation and has a legitimate right. Mr. President, according to our negotiations, Hamas is ready to release civilian prisoners. On the other hand, the world should support the release of 6,000 Palestinians held in Israeli prisons. Now, allow me to continue the rest of my remark in the Persian language. I read,
Mr. President, according to history and based on documents of the United Nations, the Palestinian issue has a history of about 80 years. Therefore, trying to reduce its dimensions to just one attack and on a Palestinian liberation group is a big lie. According to the international law, as well as hundreds of resolutions of this very same assembly, the entire land of Palestine is an occupied land, and according to this, the Zionist regime is recognized as an aggressor and an occupier. The Palestinian nation, like any other nation under occupation, has the indisputable and inherent right of self-determination and has the right to directly and freely decide on its independence and to create an independent government to decide for itself according to international law, and as specified by Security Council resolutions number 309 and 323 of 1972 and of the Security Council. In the case of Namibia, the inalienable right to self-determination and independence is permanent and does not disappear with the passage of time. Therefore, just as the prolonged occupation of the land does not create any rights for the occupier, the passage of time does not diminish in the slightest way the right to determine the fate of the occupied nation. According to the principles and rules of the international law and hundreds of resolutions of this very same assembly, the Palestinian nation, as a nation under occupation, has the legitimate right to resist the occupation using all available methods, including armed struggle. Therefore, the recent hypocritical efforts to introduce the struggle of the Palestinian nation against the occupiers as terrorist actions will not deceive the free nations and the awakened consciences of the world. The United States of America, as the unwavering and permanent supporter of the occupying regime, is the main cause of the failures of the United Nations, especially the Security Council, in upholding the rights of the Palestinians. The country has for dozens of times prevented the Security Council from fulfilling its duties in this field. Mr. President, we believe that the complete and comprehensive solution to the Palestinian issue is only possible through the full realization of the inalienable right of this nation to self-determination and the establishment of an independent Palestinian state in all of the Palestinian territories and with Al-Quds as its capital. The entire land of Palestine, from the sea to the river, belongs only to the original Palestinians, including Christians, Jews, and Muslims. And no institution or country has the right or can give any part of this land, to another person or group. The Islamic Republic of Iran believes
that's
in the
what I'm
right
telling
of
you people.
Palestine
You see, that's what I'm telling
to
you people,
resist
guys.
against occupation.
People have entered and decided to take Iran, the Palestine, and do the as in the name of interest. Because when you see the United States taking part in this, it's because of interest. It's not just because there was a single attack on people. I think Israel, even including the United States, merging their forces, will have a strong force to easily circle the Hamas and destroy them down to the sending rockets, sophisticated rockets, to destroy the entire Palestine. Meanwhile, if you even try to find out, you will see that the Gaza is not even up to 25,000 people, but they're killing already 7,000 people, innocent citizens, than just to use their technology whom they have and they destroy the Hamas once and for all. But they're instead using it as a political mileage to destroy the Palestinian citizens, innocent citizens, which when lie on their bed, they never knew that they never even remember insulting someone. In the morning, they are normal. The so-called US Army that's supposed to be the police of the world instead choose a path than to stand as an mediator, negotiate. Look at the division at the United Nations. You all listen to it. You all listen to the speech. The division at the United Nations is nothing good. It doesn't smell good at all, guys. You listen to the speech of the Palestinian ambassador, spoken with tears on the eye. In his eyes, you are seeing a weak person because he's afraid. One can tell. Okay. Guys, we need to be very, very careful. Okay. The worst is closer. But if you are not wise, it will definitely cause something. Because the unification of Arab countries has started. They have started unifying themselves, standing strongly behind Palestine. And this has happened in the early 90s. The Israel war they always talk about was still the unification of the Arab war against Israel, which the US came and supported them. The previous time was with Egypt. Now it's Palestine. And I think that the alliance this time around will be very strong because I've heard people mingling already saying Russia is involved supporting Palestine, North Korea supporting Palestine, and we know what it means by that. We all know what it means by that. Yeah. The world order, power. And we both know that when two elephants are fighting, it's only the ground that is softened. Russia on the other side, I don't know whether China is included. US is on the other side. Similar thing happening in Ukraine will be happening there in Palestine. Innocent people are going down gradually, gradually. Guys, we need to work up. We need to work up. We need to work up, guys. That's you all. Thanks for everything, guys. Ciao. It was nice having you people. Watch the video to the end. Thumbs up, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Follow up. Every day I'll update you people. I'm still to do the video about the Western Africa, precisely Burkina Faso on Ibrahim Traore on the mega project that he just proposed to the country that they had to start the development of his country. The United Nations is totally divided, guys. So the video is too long. I can't just show it live to you people all. That short part was just to make you people understand and see the feeling there at the United Nations. Because if I was to show you people the part of Israel, it would just be like a clash between Israel, Palestine, and Iran. Not even to talk about the condemnation of the secretary, the representative of Antonio Guterres. Condescendence is not only on African. It's on all poor and soft countries. That's why you listen to the ambassador of Iran at the United Nations. He said it and he was very clear on that. US might be supporting Israel. Other people might try to support Palestine. After all, who are those losing? The Palestinians. Where is the destruction in? In the Middle East. It's not in Europe. It's not in America. But it's in the Middle East and self-destruction in between them. It's not because of a singular act that violated or that killed people in Israel that you will just respond by killing 7,000 surplus people. Instead of following the United Nations Chartered law, to break the law, US out of his misery, I don't know whether the country just cursed, came and got involved in and take a stand on the side of Israel. And that's very wrong. Yeah. I mean, the international law was backwards. It was violated. The US, in fact, the entire Western, including Israel, has violated the United Nations law. The international law of war. It's not fire by fire. Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up. Like the video and share. Watch it till the end. Always watch till the end, guys. Thank you.